Okay, Toad's LSCS item spawn system. This will be a quick run through of the tool in game, and then we'll do a little bit of a detailed run through of the config just to show you how it works. So starting off, you're in your spawn menu, you're in tools, LSCS spawns right here, and then your item spawn tool. Some instructions on the top left here, name, description. You left click to add a spawn point, right click anywhere near the spawn point to remove it, and your reload will save the spawn data and start/restart your spawn timer. Now these spawns do persist after a server restart or map change, so that's what your reload key will also do. I'm pretty sure I've got it set up that it saves when you spawn in a spawn point, it just automatically saves it. I could probably change that, probably not, don't know. I'll just go ahead and quickly run through it. So we'll spawn in a few points here, just like that. We need to reload and we'll watch for items. So there's one, there's another one, there's another one, and there's another one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got it set to a really low timer, purely for the video purposes, but we'll go through that in the config and I will show you how it works. So I'll go ahead and do a cleanup. That's pretty much it. That is how it works in game. So into the config here. So there's some pretty detailed comments here for each config option. First config option is your spawn time. So how often in seconds should an item spawn, basically. I've left a little comment at the bottom here saying I recommend using math.random. Now the reason I use that, put that comment in, is if you choose a single digit, you can choose a single digit if you want. That means it will spawn an item every 6 minutes, which is predictable, it's not fun, it's not random, it is every 6 minutes. Whereas if you keep math.random, then it will pick a number between X and Y. So let's say you have 10 here and then you have 30 here. The reason this is more fun and more random is because what the math.random will do is it could spawn an item in on the 12th minute, it could spawn an item in on the 19th minute, 23rd minute, 29th minute. It is random every single time, so that keeps it fun and keeps it random and less predictable, but it's entirely up to you. You can have a single digit or you can have math.random. Alright. So this is in minutes. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is minutes. Your second option is multiple spawns. So as you saw in game, this would only pick a random spawn point, one single spawn point, but random. If you put multiple spawns here, if you set that to true, then there is a chance, it's not guaranteed every time, there is a chance that the script will pick a number of spawn points. So it could pick, let's say you have 10 spawn points, there is a chance that it could pick 2 spawn points, it could pick 5 spawn points, 8 spawn points, and each of those spawn points will spawn a random item. Alright, so I've got that set to false as default. You can set it to true and it will choose 1 or 3 or 5 just at random, then spawn an item in for each of those spawn points. And the main important one is the item spawns themselves. This has 2 chance types, which we'll go over in a second. The first value that you see here, well, key should I say, is a unique identifier. So this is just basically a rarity for you to track. This doesn't actually show anything in game, it's just something for you to track. Now this key must be unique. Don't duplicate it, so don't have common here and then common there. You can have let's say common 1 and then you can have common 2 if you wanted, but don't have common 1 and then common 1. Don't do that because it will just cause problems. So yeah, so that's the first thing. That doesn't affect anything as long as it is not duplicated. That is just a unique identifier that you can choose anything you want. So the first chance system is the category chance. So it runs 2 batches of math. The first batch is for the category, so it will pick a random category, which is these here: rare, epic, legendary, uncommon and common. That's your category, and it will pick one of those at random based on the chance. Alright, so right here is the higher the value, the more common it will be for that category to be chosen. Category should I say, category to be chosen. the lower the value means it's going to be more rarer. So there's no limit as to how high this number can be. Just use common sense. You don't need the value to be 60,000, 70,000. You can have it 1,000, 2,000, 1,700, 1,232. It doesn't matter, but just use common sense. So I've got this set to 1,050, which means it's more than likely going to be common that gets chosen before legendary gets chosen. So the legendary set to 5, which means that's going to be more rarer. So that's how it works. The higher the value, it's going to be more common. Alright. So once the script chooses a category, it then moves on to the item spawns, which runs the second batch of math. Now the item class is in your spawn menu. So you hop into your spawn menu, your entities, your LSCS category, and copy the item to your clipboards. Then we'll hop into the config and we'll pop it into the value. Just like that. That's pretty straightforward. Whatever the string is, that's the class from your spawn menu and then your entities. Alright, but I've already got that crystal, I think, somewhere. But no, I've not. Never mind. But yeah, the second batch of math is your second chance. Now let's say it chooses common, uncommon, whatever, and let's say you've got an item that you want to be a little bit more difficult to get, even though it is common, you want it to be more difficult than the other common items. So I've got the crystal here, Alnat, whatever Alnat is. I want jump and push to be more common than a crystal. That's just me, I'm just doing this by default. You can change it to however you want. So the same instruction applies to these values here, these numbers. So the higher the number, the more common that item is going to be. The lower the number, the more rarer that item is going to be. So it's more than likely going to choose push or jump first before it chooses the crystal, the lower value. But that's entirely up to you. It's just preference, whatever you want. But yeah, that is pretty much your config. So yeah, my Discord will be linked in the YouTube description. It will be linked in the Steam Workshop description. If the comments that I've left for each config option aren't self-explanatory and you're still struggling with it, feel free to join the Discord, send a message into the support channel, or send myself or my lead agent, Talon Sheets, send us a DM and we'll be happy to help out. So yeah, enjoy.